As you may or may not know, the Terraria 1.4 update, also known as Journey's End, will release this Saturday, which is going to be May 16th. Coming in this update are new items, bosses, and 2 new modes. Journey mode, which is Terraria's equivalent to creative mode from Minecraft, and Master mode, which will be an even harder expert mode. Today we're going to look at how hard the Master mode bosses are from what we've seen so far in the trailer. So let's get started. When compared with the Expert Mode Eater of Worlds, the Master Mode Eater of Worlds seems about the same in terms of attacks. The segment number seems to be around the same, but you really can't tell from the trailer. However, there is definitely a huge difference when it comes to the health of all of the segments. If you look closely, all of the segments seem to have about 315 health, and from what I can tell, the head also has 315 health, which is a huge increase from what the wiki says. All the segments should have about 105 more health. The player also has a shadow pickaxe, meaning they probably have the shadow armor set, which offers 19 defense. Along with possible defense giving accessories, I would say 24 defense is a good estimate, which if defense gives the same value as it does in expert mode, negates 18 damage. This means that the Eater of Worlds body or head does 58 damage, either a 10 damage increase from expert mode or a 28 damage increase. Either way, I would say not something you want to get hit by, especially when you only have 400 health. Moving on, we have the Wall of Flesh. It looks like he has a lot more of the hungries, and it kind of looks like he's moving a bit faster, but you really can't tell with the Wall of Flesh, because in expert mode, he already moves incredibly quick. It's also worth noting that the dude has a new weapon, which is kind of cool, but it's also worth noting that he's not moving with Hermes boots, which means that maybe the Wall of Flesh didn't get a speed boost in Master mode after all. He moves incredibly quick in expert mode already, so not really needing a buff there. Also cool that the guy's name's Bob. Fun little details. Now let's get into the actual technical stuff. First off, he has molten stuff, which means that he probably has molten armor, so we're going to put that in. Also maybe a couple warding accessories, so that's another 8 defense. No iron skin, but he does have well fed, so that's another 2 defense there. Molten armor is 25 defense, well fed is 2, and I'm going to factor in 8 defense for possible accessories, so total is 35 defense. If this was expert mode defense, which it could be something else because it's master mode, just basing it off of this, it would be 26.25, which is rounded up to 27 reduced damage. Which means that the wall is probably hitting him for 79 damage, and this is on low health, so it's probably doing a little bit more than when it normally spawns, which it does less damage to more damage depending on its health in expert mode. And also something worth noting is that it has 16,800 health, as opposed to 8,000 in normal mode and 11,200 in expert mode. Finally, those hungries that weren't much of a problem did 172 damage. I don't know why, but that is so scary to me. I mean, come on. That's gotta be a little bit freaky, right? You factor in the defense, that's 199 damage, literally half his health from one of those. I mean, it could be because the Wall of Flesh has low health, but why would the hungries even be there when the Wall of Flesh has low health? Which gives me a theory, okay? Put in the comments if I'm right when the update comes out. If the hungries, if they respawn, then I win, okay? And you have to subscribe and like the video and comment that I'm right. I mean, high damaging respawning hungry seems like something that you would have in expert mode, so comment down below if the update's already out and I was right. Okay, and without further ado, Cthulhu, the Moon Lord, the big boy, whatever you want to call him, the scariest one. He's really bad in expert mode. He's basically double health, double damage. You know, maybe he's a bit faster. I'm not really sure on that, but he's pretty bad. He's pretty bad on expert mode. So how bad is he on master mode? Let's find out. First off, I'm seeing a 101,250 on his eyeball. Leave a like if that's scary. If you don't like that, because that makes me feel not very good inside. Relogic like, oh, you wanted a harder boss? Okay, boom. Here, he has like 30,000 more health than he already did. Also worth noting, this guy is stacked. Like, look how much Luminite he has, which means he probably has a full set of whatever armor he wants, which, for me, I'm gonna say he probably has the Vortex armor since he's using a ranged weapon, which is 62 defense, which is pretty high, right? So, that's 47 damage reduction, plus it looks like he's got Iron Skin and well fed, so another 10 defense, which brings us up to about 54, but probably more. So 54 reduction. That's got to be making really low, right? He's got to take just a tiny little bit of damage now, because he's taking off 54 damage. No, he takes 370 damage. Let me put that into perspective, okay? On expert mode, the Moonlord does 300 damage without any reduction. And this is not even putting in the Worm Scarf, which takes out 17% of damage. So maybe he even has the Worm Scarf on, which is another 17% down from what he actually is going to take from the Moonlord. So I would say at least 420. If it was just 420, that would be great. Thank you, Relogic. That would be amazing. It would be funny number, but I'm guessing it's probably gonna be up there in like 460, and if it's 500, that's incredible, because if you have max health and no armor, you will immediately die from it, which is unlike anything short of the Dungeon Guardian. It's also worth noting that my dude takes 138 from something, I can't even tell, which is more damage taken than the damage that the Moonlord gives out from anything short of the Phantasmal Death Ray in expert mode. So huge damage increases on this boss, which is nice. I hope he gets new attacks, because I was kind of bummed when the expert Moonlord didn't have new attacks. It was just buffed, but I think he's going to be very hard nevertheless. Comment below if you're actually going to play, or you're just going to never touch master mode, because I feel like I'm going to be that person. Also, worth noting, 192 from some other source. The source that it was from, I just realized, was one of those eyeballs. I can't remember exactly what they're called, but I'll put the damage on screen. Either way, that's a damage increase by probably a good amount, at least 50, possibly up to 100 or more, depending on his defense and accessories. And that's about as much as I can talk about right now. Can't think of any other attacks that I missed. That was all of the expert bosses that were shown in the trailer, so we'll have to see if I was right. What we learned today: Hungries, stay away from them. The death beam is more death and more beam than ever before, and the Eater of Worlds is even harder than he was before. Yeah, master mode seems like it's gonna be quite hard. And I'm planning to do a playthrough once 1.4 comes out, so if you're interested, make sure to subscribe, or just, I don't know, leave the link somewhere. Come on, you know that if you subscribe, you'll actually find my channel again, and if you don't subscribe, you will never find it, because that's how the YouTube algorithm works, because I have zero subs. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking to the end. If you could subscribe and watch my series that I'm going to do. I'm also going to do a lot more videos like this, talking about master mode bosses, talking about the new bosses, talking about new items. So come on, subscribe. I love you.